Hello and welcome to another episode of In the Wheels, the show that champions all riders from world champs to weekend warriors, where everyone has their story to tell. And today's story is coming from Zoe Roche. She's a great British rider in both senses. She's hugely talented. Rode at the World Championships in cyclocross, but is also having a road career on top of that, as well as mountain biking. So she clearly has a lot of talent in multi-skills, and yeah, I just can't wait to see where her career takes her. But for now, let's sit back and enjoy me chatting with Zoe Roche.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining me. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
It's all good. I thought I'd start, as I always do, of how did you get into cycling? But when I started looking and doing a bit of research, you started at a very young age, and were you doing two sports at the time? Because I think I saw you were goalkeeper for Sutton and Crystal Palace. But yeah,
Yeah,
how did your sporting journey start?
yeah. I think we've always ridden. Like my dad's always ridden bikes, and we rode to school. Um, and then I think my sister joined the cycling team first, and then I was doing football. Then, just like at school as well, and then I think we did pretty well as a team, and it just like progressed a bit. But then I also just followed my sister, and I think cycling I found it more fun than football, so went down that route.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm goal isn't the popular position. No one really
Yeah,
wants
it's
to
not.
be the goalkeeper because it's you just stood there and it's
Yeah,
if you make a mistake, if you're a midfielder and you make a mistake, someone can pick up for that. If you're a
yeah,
goalkeeper making a mistake, that's it. It stops with you.
yeah. I mean, like, there's not really much to save at that level. I think it's just like kind of you stand there and go and wait to get past to and pass it back out. But yeah, I mean, it's still fun, but maybe that's why I picked cycling because goalie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Cycling can be lonely at times. I've had plenty of races on my own, and not because I'm breaking away, mainly because I'm just shelled. But how did that kind of progress? Because it looks like you're an off-road main person. I
Mm.
obviously do correct me if I'm wrong, but that's certainly how it seems.
Yeah, I mean, the Sutton is like a Sutton cycling club like based around like cyclocross,
Hmm.
and then um, I think I went towards mountain bike because it just looked more fun. But now, like the past year, my focus is more road because I'm not really finding mountain bike as fun as I used to do.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask, does your heart really lie with mountain bike or cyclocross? And I saw what is it Elwyn Davis, I think, was oh, come join me on the road and be go to the dark side. Is are you actually tempted by that now?
uh, I mean, like obviously been thinking about it for some time, and I think at the end of the day, it's just where my strength lies, and I think
Hmm.
that like I have done some road races last year, and that's where I'm getting better results and enjoying myself more. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because was last season the first time you ever did use a proper time trial bike?
yeah, yeah. I think it was at Watersley. Was my first big
Hmm.
race. Yeah, so mad.
Yeah, what's that like to swap from going doing lots of mountain biking and cyclocross and then suddenly being on a TT machine, which just my experience is it doesn't handle as well. But how does it feel to take those first few pedal strokes on something like that?
Uh, I mean, I think we've also done road like I just did everything really as like a youth rider, but obviously my focus is more on mountain bike. But like, I think it's just cool riding a TT bike because like there's so much that goes behind it as well. It's not just a race because it's all about like the positioning setup that matters so much.
Yeah, is that something that comes easy to you, getting in that sort of quite aggressive aero position, or is that something you're going to have to work on in a few years?
I think I definitely have to work on it, but I feel like I'm quite an adaptable rider. So, like, I'm not bothered about, like, if it's uncomfortable or anything. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to rewind a bit, if I may, and like, because 2021, you sort of started to race more nationally. Like, it looked like initially you were racing very much in your local area, like central and South London. Like, how did you find that progression? Like, did you go, oh my God, this is like, I'm racing national series, like, this is tough? Or were you like, oh no, this is fine, like, I'm happy doing this? Like, how
Yeah.
did that feel for you?
I mean, obviously there's lockdown, but I've also got an older sister, so, like, everything she experiences, I experience later. So, it's like, it's good, like, because I would obviously go to the races, just watching, but like I don't think I'd say I was intimidated, but obviously it's scary at first.
Hmm. Do you think it maybe helped then, having, because it's Phoebe, right, as your
Yeah,
sister? Like, did it help that Phoebe was doing these races and you were getting to sort of experience them without doing them?
yeah, like for sure. Because I think I must have been under 12 when Phoebe went to European Champs mountain bike, and it's just like you get to know like the processes and stuff, but then you also wish you were racing. So yeah,
Yeah, mind you, it wasn't long before you were racing that sort of level. You were doing international races in, I want to say 2022.
yeah, that
Um,
first year. Yeah,
yeah, and you have a very interesting result on your Palmares, which I personally love because it's a bit of a niche for me. Um, you were at the time the Youth European XCE champion, which
yeah.
is mountain bike eliminator. Would you ever go back to that part of a sport?
I think it's a bit too niche for me.
Okay.
It's a cool. I think it's cool having those events at youth races because I think it makes more people come in and like have a look at like those big events. But I think I would use maybe like that power for more mainstream disciplines.
Yeah, yeah, and that's fair enough. Like, I find it a very beautiful part of the sport, but as you say, it's so niche, like, and it doesn't suit everyone. And yeah,
Yeah,
you have to be so explosive, and
yeah.
every mistake counts so much against you. Um, but then, yeah, you got a chance to represent GB at the European Youth Championships. Is it? I forget what it was, but in
Yeah,
2024, so 2 years ago now. Um, Yeah, what was
yeah.
it like putting on a GB jersey and representing the flag?
Uh, I mean, it's obviously under 16s. I don't think it really
Mm.
happens to unless it's the Olympics, as Youth Olympics. But yeah, obviously buzzing. But it was, I mean, yeah, it was a good experience. But I mean, that was my third year doing it, so I don't think the process has really changed. You just wore a different jersey.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Um, and then yeah, like cyclocross took over. It seems in that
Yeah.
year, like you got a junior win at Derby, which I think I might have caught the end of because that's the race I always go to.
Hmm.
And then you followed it up with wins at South Shields and at Torbay, and like, yeah, you did you win the series overall? I feel like you would have with that sort of results.
Yeah, I think there was only 3 races that year because
No,
the other
but
ones got cancelled. But
yeah,
yeah,
So, well, a clean sweep. Like, going into those races, were you going, oh yeah, I could win them? Or were you like, oh, I'll just see what happens? Like, where's your head at when you were on the start line?
Um, I definitely knew I could win them, but obviously there was like Ellie and Arabella, who are like very good riders as well. But I mean, as a first year, you don't really put pressure on yourself. But I think after you get a win, you stop believing more. So then I feel like it continues after. Like you back yourself a bit more at those other races.
Yeah. And obviously, you also won the national jersey that year as well, like, or that season.
Yeah.
Like, how confident were you going into that one? And yeah, what's it feel like to get the jersey?
Yeah, I mean, we were also that was the first year of World Cups as well, and I think last year I didn't perform that great at World Cups. We're not really sure. Like, I think it was a bit intimidating at first, but I think like just working with like also the GB, the pathway like Matt, like they never put any pressure on those performances. It's all about learning experience. And then like obviously I can now this year deliver like better races. But my all my goal was last year was to win national champ, so that was good.
Yeah, how did it feel like, because that was such a goal for you, did that put extra pressure on you, or did you go, well, it's what I've trained for, it's what I've prepared for, like let's just go?
Yeah. I mean, it was nice at that cyclo part because it's close. I think that
Hmm.
race, like that course, I like those sort of courses. But like obviously, if I've won three of the races, I knew I could like maybe do it again. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And this year you've also doubled up at Derby. You got the win in the stripes. Does
Yeah.
it feel any different to take a win whilst wearing the national jersey, or is it like a win's a win for you? Like, it doesn't matter what sort of jersey you're riding in.
Yeah, I think it's nice to back up your win with the stripes with a normal win, but I think it does add a little bit of pressure because some people may expect you to win a bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean it was good.
Yeah. And how's this season been? I know you said that this year some of the World Cups went better. You got some top tens. You also raced up at Nat von Verden, the nighttime race. You raced as an elite because I think that race is one of the few that you can do like as a junior racing as an elite. Like, how do you think this season's been as we're getting to the tail end of the cross season?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good overall. Obviously, there's like been some not so good races, but I think I've just taken more confidence into the season, like international races, and like you learn the dynamics of how to race as well. Yeah, I think that Van Warden was a good start as well. That was that was the night race.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, and that wasn't the only race you raced up at. In terms of going up an age category, you also did that at the nationals. I'm just curious, like, what motivated that decision for you in like versus defending your jersey?
yeah. I mean, I think I came into that period with a bit of form. I think I was like, it was a sprint for a World Cup podium. Like it wasn't far off. Like, and then I obviously won Gilligan and podium at other races. So I thought I'd rather experience something new that I will experience next year as well and learn from it more than maybe retaining a jersey that I won't be able to wear next year.
Hmm. Yeah, that is a good point. It's like, yeah, it's kind of it's nice in a way that Peggy gets to wear it next year because, like, yeah, she will be able to wear it next year,
Yeah,
whereas you wear it and kind of aged a jersey out and then no one's representing it at junior level. So that kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, I like how that works. And you did mention your sort of road ambitions. You were riding for Shibden, but you've moved over to CAMS, which they were Tofauti. Is it Tofauti Everyone Active? Or, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that was their former name. And like, those were the two kind of the big name teams in the UK. Like, so what made you kind of cross that divide and go from one to the other?
Well, I wasn't really riding for Shibden. They just in road racing he guessed for the teams, and obviously I didn't want to commit to a full road season that year. So I just decided to guess for them, and then Tafati reached out, and what Tafati was back then reached out, and we just talked further about what my goals were next season, and then yeah, I decided to join them. Cams.
Wow. Yeah, and speaking of next season, like, what are your kind of ambitions? What are your goals? What can we look forward to for this coming season?
Yeah, obviously I have my A levels as well, so I would have to work around that. But I'd like to aim for some early seasons races like Binder, and the classics as well, which I think I can do pretty well at. I think like Watersley was probably my breakout ride for road, where I got third at a Nations Cup. But yeah, I think it's putting like it is very intimidating at first riding in those big races in Europe because there's like 150 girls in. I'm not sure if you've seen the tracks at Watersley, but they're so narrow, and it's just
I
fighting for
mean,
position.
yeah, it is the Netherlands, so I can certainly imagine how thin the roads can get in places. And
Yeah,
yeah, like the field size is certainly one of the big differences. Like, how did you? You said it was quite intimidating. Like, how did you get over that, for want of a better word, that fear factor?
yeah. I mean, I obviously did more national races like Nat Bs at first to try and get, but it is nothing like what you race abroad. But I think it's like obviously like the guidance around you, asking your coaches how to position, but then also like positioning yourself near like respected riders, so you're less likely to crash. I don't know how it works, but it always works like that.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, certainly, I'm not one to name names, but certainly there's riders that you would look at in the men's peloton, and you're like, yeah, I wouldn't want to spend too much time near them just in case.
Yeah,
Like, people who've managed to crash taking a feed or something like that. You're like, okay, let's stick with other people who tend to stay a bit more upright.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Uh, and then also junior races, we don't really. There's not really much tactics involved. I know some of the European races, like European teams, do more tactics, but I think it's also finding a team. Like I think what I did at Waters was just find a random team and use their lead out instead.
Well, I mean, it worked for you. You got a third place on one of the stages, which is like incredible anyway, because a third place at any race is amazing. To do it at a Nations Cup is even better, especially when like Spain were practically running the show at Wassersley. Like,
Yeah,
Paolo Ortiz, it was the Paolo Ortiz show. Let's be honest. By the
yeah,
end of it, it's just crazy results from them. So I'm glad she's now an under 23 rider, and you've got, that's one less person to worry about this year, I suppose.
yeah. I think there'll be people coming up, but she did have bodyguards around her at them races.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, like, I guess one question I have is like, going into second year junior, do you put any pressure on yourself to like see how far this journey goes, or are you like more kind of laid back and go, well, whatever, how, like, if a team wants me, great. if I race domestically, great. If this, if junior is as far as I go with cycling, that's fine as well. Like, how are you on that kind of that scale?
I think obviously getting to a team is the goal, and like I think you do everything to get onto that team. But I think not wanting it too much to overwhelm yourself with that pressure and just enjoy it as well, because that's like why you start riding bikes. Like,
Yeah,
I think you've got to think that it's like not the only thing in life as well. So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. I guess one question I forgot to ask earlier is like, what sort of rider do you feel that you are? Because you were talking about that sort of racecraft of spotting a good lead out and identifying who to be near to avoid crashes and to get a good position for the sprint. But that off-road beginning makes me feel like you'd be better on climbs, because that's what, like, that seated power is all that mountain bike like bring.
yeah,
Well, it's not all that it brings, but you know what I mean. Like, that's a huge part of why some riders were amazing, like Cadel Evans coming from mountain biking amongst many
yeah.
others. um how do you see yourself as a rider?
I think an all rounder would be the one, but I think I'd lean towards like a punchy puncher, because I think my short, sharp power, like it overrides all my other strengths. I think.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. And that I love a good puncher. Like, winning Amstel Gold, I think, like, if I was ever to have become pro, which,
Yeah,
spoilers, I never did, I was never any good, but like, Amstel Gold would have been like a proper race for me. It's that sort of sprint up a hill versus climb up a hill that kind
mm,
of suited me.
yeah,
um But if there was one race that you could win, and like, say I made you a deal that you're gonna win one race and that's it, like, that rest of your career, you're never getting anything better than a podium after that. What race are you picking and why?
oh, I think Paris Roubaix. I mean,
Okay.
it's quite. I don't. I mean, it's quite a lot of people like pick that, but I mean, it's just like so prestigious, and it's like really last the longest, really.
Yeah, it's one of those races as well of like, anyone could win, but equally you have to be on an amazing day to
Yeah,
win. Like, you don't win that race for free, even though
no,
a lot of people have a chance. Like, no one saw Ali Jackson's win coming, but
yeah,
equally she bet on herself and got it.
yeah, for
So,
sure.
oh,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, and I guess, I mean, this interview will be coming out afterwards, but are we thinking, like, I don't know where things are. Squads haven't been announced as far as I've seen. I did try and look just beforehand, but like, are you feeling that you'll be going to Worlds, and what are your hopes if you are going?
yeah. I mean, if it's coming out afterwards, yeah, the selection's already been done, but um, I think obviously I really want a podium. That's my goal the whole season. Like all my preparations have been towards Worlds, and that is the biggest race of my season, as of most people. But yeah, I think at the start of the year, of the season, a podium was on what was a goal of mine for World Champ.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, I hope it went well. Time will tell how well you did, and the results will be up on screen. Assuming that they're vaguely positive. If there's something catastrophic that happens, and out of respect, I probably won't put them on screen. Um,
Thank-
so yeah, all that's left to really ask is, like, how can people keep up with you in the metaphorical sense? Obviously, not in the literal sense. You're much too fast for most people. But how can people, like, find you on social media and the like?
Yeah, so I'm Zoe M Roche on Instagram and, well, most things, Facebook, whatever. And I have a blog as well. I think it's Zoe Roche at WordPress. If people would like to look at that. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, this is, I think, like the 98th episode, and that's the first time WordPress has gotten a plug. So, well done for WordPress. And yeah, obviously, your socials will be up on screen, Instagram and the WordPress, so that people can find you and read your words and drop you a follow. And yeah, I can't wait to see how the road season pans out and beyond.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. That was our chat with Zoe Roche. As I said, great rider, great talent, and I can't wait to see where her career takes her. And yeah, as I said in the show, like, she's episode 98. We do have plans for episode 100, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And until next time, we'll see you around.